but my drive to get me to the top.
Frank Lee made the beat.
What it do, KTTV? This is KT, and I'm coming at you live with another episode of the Daily K Podcast. And on today's episode, I have my friend, the owner of Tranquil Healing Therapeutics and the massage therapist lady, Miss Lucretia Humphrey. How you doing today, Miss Lucretia?
I'm good, Kendrick. How are you doing?
Look, I am feeling good. Just glad, like I told you before when we was offline, so glad that I was able to create a platform to where I get to talk to people like the person who founded Glory Greens, but then I also get to keep it home and just talk to people who I just know from when I was young. So I'm feeling good today.
Yeah. And it's a great platform.
I appreciate it. Because at the end of the day, it's still all about just giving to somebody, right?
Right.
And so that's what's been going on. So before we get into everything, I always like to do a wellness check.
Okay.
So as we go through talking about Corona, you think about you and BR. So we're talking about the storms. How have you been through all this craziness, and how you staying safe?
Honestly, the pandemic, it's hasn't been tough. It's actually made me think about things differently. I find myself being in transition to what does it take, bring it back to the basics, basically. What's really important? Family, friends, of course, that has never changed. But it made me think about, what's really important for me, because for the longest I was juggling, career and a business, but now I need to streamline and focus more on myself. And what's really important is that I am passionate about is massage. So it wasn't, it was a little challenging for the business having to close for the pandemic, but for me, it's just a lot of self-reflection, honestly.
That's it, man. And I hear you saying, let me do my passion, right?
Right.
And so then what I'm passionate about, and my friends say, like, when your passion and your responsibility meet, that's when you find your purpose.
Yes.
Hey, so look, I commend you for even just taking that step. And so that's one thing I'm excited about. Just diving deep in, because we were Shreveport, Cooper Road, Louisiana.
Yeah.
And so then, but you're thinking about just even the pieces of that we've seen that inspire something in us to have us both here today as entrepreneurs, right?
Right.
Man. So just thinking about that, Shreveport, give us some background on you and how you even got into that passion for therapeutics.
Well, like you said, I'm from Shreveport, went to Southern, moved down to Baton Rouge, graduated undergrad and got my master's at Southern. But after grad, I saw this commercial from Medical Training College in Baton Rouge, and it was about massage therapy, and it kind of piqued my interest. I didn't, partake in it at that time, but when I moved back to Shreveport, I actually enrolled in Blue Cliff College in Shreveport, and I went through the massage therapy program there. I've been a licensed massage therapist for 15 years now. It's the power of touch has always been interesting to me. Even with this pandemic, you see people who haven't had a chance to talk to people or be around people in a while. So just a hug from a family member, loved one is so important. So just even with massage, the benefits of massage, always been interesting to me.
Yeah, I talked to so many people throughout the pandemic, whether they was coaches or they were wellness experts or psychologists, and they were just saying simply how so many of their clients were struggling because they simply yearned for that touch, just to be around other people, but they couldn't.
Yeah.
Man. And so thinking about that background, like I say, coming from Cooper Road, driving down MLK, you looking at black-owned businesses, you really didn't know the depth of what it went into having a business like E.C. Smith or something back in the day, right?
No, you really didn't.
Especially when the brother was teaching too.
Yes,
You know, so like
he
just
was.
man,
He was definitely teaching and managing their business. I'm
yeah.
telling you.
So so thinking about that, what were some of those things that you've seen coming up that really just kind of catapulted you into saying, I want to be an entrepreneur? Or was it even something coming up that you seen?
You know, the crazy thing is in high school, I think close to senior year, and you know, our little senior books I put down, I want to own my own business. Didn't
Mm-hmm.
know what the business was gonna be, but I just knew I wanted to own my own business. And which is why I went to school thinking like, oh, I need to go get my degree. But it really is a lot more just than that, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But like you mentioned the EC Smith, that was a staple in the community. Everybody got their printed shirts from EC Smith, you know. But it's just that exposure, you
Yeah.
know, that made me really kind of think about what I wanted to do, you know.
Mm-hmm. And as an educator, I think about our kids, and sometimes success or not having success is based simply on exposure, right?
Yes.
And so
Yes.
then, man, big shouts out to that.
Yeah.
And that's nothing but more of a lesson to say kids have to be exposed to different things to take different paths.
Yes, definitely. Definitely. Even just being involved in school, that
Yeah.
exposure there alone, you know,
Hmm.
activities in school.
Yeah. They got some things
Mhm.
called Lemonade Day, and so then a lot of our kids they go to the YMCA, but they're still at school. But they set up their lemonade stand, they start their entrepreneur. But it's those pieces that spark something later in life that has us here. Come on,
Right.
man. So now
Yeah.
getting into this massage therapy,
Okay.
15 years,
15 years.
man. So now, thinking about that first massage to now, was you
Uh-huh.
scared? Were you afraid? Thought you was gonna mess up something?
You always afraid. Like even my students, when they go on the clinics, they like nervous. So I try to remember like what was it like for me again? Like oh yeah, but the practice,
Mhm.
they practice throughout the whole program made it easier. Whenever I started working on the public, it became easier. But first massage, you're so nervous, want to make sure everything's right, make sure
Yeah,
they're relaxed.
yeah.
So one thing we learned to do is to ground ourselves,
Mm,
whatever it takes to help you center yourself, like take deep breaths. I say a little small prayer, whatever I need to do to ground myself. That's what I do. So it is practice, you know, all throughout the years.
mm. And
Hmm.
that so reminds me though, because as a principal, man, don't forget that time you was that first year teacher now. And it gets
Right,
real. Yeah. So
right.
how do you kind of reality check yourselves when you're teaching the kids, or not even the kids, but the students? Because they're adults, huh?
The adults teaching
Yeah,
adults is a definitely a different experience.
yeah.
I I find that I have to make sure I'm sharing real life experiences so they can have something they can relate to, and I'm not just speaking from the textbook. You know, like, how that's going to help you, like relaying it to every day. Because what people don't realize about massage therapy, it's more than just learning technique.
Mhm,
You're going through a whole transformation, learning a lot about yourself. It creates this level of self awareness, so a lot of people don't realize that enroll in the program. I didn't realize it when I enrolled in the program
mhm,
15 years ago. So I try to make sure I remind the students of that. Like you're going to be experiencing this, you're going to be experiencing that, you know, throughout this program.
mm. 15 years ago.
15 years ago,
And so how long you been doing it on your own?
I opened my business in 2016.
Come on, man.
2016. And so during the pandemic, like I said, I closed in was it 2020, right before they shut things down.
Mhm,
And so now reopened back up, and of course flood, everything kind of shifted things, delayed, but that's
yeah.
okay. The office is repaired, thank
Mm,
God.
mhm.
And I'll be back opening up next week.
Come on, man.
Yes.
Congratulations. Just on the grind. Even when they try to stop you,
I'm
I don't
telling
let stop nothing.
you, can't stop it.
Look, can't stop, won't stop.
All right.
Man, so just thinking about this. So we just came off for a 3-day weekend.
Yes.
and being in therapeutics and just understanding what was supposed to be happening for everybody who didn't take no time to slow down. What are some of the things that we should have been doing that we need to do for our next break for ourselves?
I and this is something I'm practicing myself. I like to take a day. I like to take a day to slow down because life gets so busy. If you can't full day, take a few hours, like just to reset. You gotta reset if it's just to put your devices to the side because social media will distract us for hours if we let it. Take a soak in the tub, something relaxing, some Epsom salt soap. Just even if you that's all you can put to the side is a nice little 30 minute. Take a walk, just to clear your head, listen to your favorite music, but you gotta shut down and slow down. And like I said, this is something I have to practice myself and remind myself to do too. And it'll help you get through the week. Whatever you need to be fed spiritually, mentally, emotionally, you know.
Mm, man, I wish I could. I wish I could slow down. Man, it's hard. I look. I just want to get just a little bit of that. Oh man, but that was it. I really want to kind of introduce that piece in, to just
Okay.
let people know that you ain't really playing. You've been doing this. So what we'll do is I want to take a quick word from one of our sponsors, which is also from
Okay.
Shreveport. And then when I get back, we will let's talk about the business itself.
Okay.
All right, let's
Okay.
do that. Hold up. All right, y'all, check this out. Look, have you ever heard of that before, Frickles?
No, I haven't heard.
Look, brothers from Cherokee Park, right?
Really?
Moved down here to Shreveport. I mean to Houston.
Okay.
Started the business, I want to say in about 2008, and just been working it since then. Fast forward now, he's been HEB Taste of Texas winner.
Okay.
Also, he has been in over 100 some stores down here, in a few Piggly Wigglies in Shreveport, all across the boot, Monroe, grinding,
Okay.
entrepreneurship, supporting each other.
That's what I'm talking about.
Man, so now getting back into you, I know you say you started the business in 2016. So talk to us about that process. You how did it start? So what happened? Because and I say that to say a lot of people, and this is always my thing, a lot of people thinks that life changes like over time, but really it was that one day that you decided I'm gonna open this business that life changed, right? So
Yes.
talk to us about that.
Well, I used to, work for different people like spas. I would do it on the side, and sometimes I would do massage full time, but it's always something done. But when I decided to take the business full time, it was, I think I made my 10-year mark um, in 2016, around June or July. I was like, all right, you know what? I've been doing this thing for 10 years now. Let me, it's time to do this, full time, create the business and things like that. So 10 years, it's time for me to just go ahead and pursue massage full time. So starting out doing it at least part time just to build it up. Um, and I mean, it hasn't been easy starting it up, but it was a goal that I achieved, and I've been working towards that ever since then.
So
Yeah,
just thinking about it.
yeah.
As an entrepreneur, what was one and a massage therapist, so offering these services, what is one of the biggest challenges that you faced during that journey, and how did you handle
The biggest challenge is, just staying on task, and also the pressure you put on yourself
it?
as an entrepreneur. Um, you put so much pressure on yourself because you want to achieve that goal, but you have to be patient. Patience is something you have to learn and be okay that things are not going the certain pace you wanted to. And also, if you're working a full time job, that's another balance, another thing you have to balance while you're building a business. So you have to be okay. And if you're doing it by yourself, you have to be okay with the pace that is take you to get to where you need to be.
Mhm.
Patience
Man,
is a
patience.
big challenge.
Patience, man. I agree with you. And that's just a overarching theme in so many aspects of our lives, right? Just have
Yes,
patience, man. I lost so
just
much
have
money in the
patience.
stock market. Saying have patience. but that's cool. And so now the school, were you
Yes.
doing the school before you opened the business, or was it just another aspect of your business?
Well, the school I worked at Virginia College before.
Hmm.
I was teaching massage full time
Hmm.
then. Well, yeah, I was teaching massage there before I opened my business here in Baton Rouge, and so the school actually ended up closing the program. So we end up, switching my path again.
Hmm.
Um, but then I decided to open my business and started teaching again. This opportunity came up to teach at another school. So I was, open the business first. Well, in
So
between, before I started teaching this job now. So
yeah.
yeah.
And so, and then we talked a little bit about just that divine intervention or that purpose. So you go to school in BR, come
Yes.
back to the Pope, but then end up back in BR.
Yes.
So once you got back there, like, what did you say? Like, okay, I'm back. What's up? Or how did you feel about that?
Well, I mean, going to college in BR versus living in BR is completely two different experiences.
Yeah.
But it, you know, the opportunity came for me to transfer with my job. So Baton Rouge was a familiar place. And I was like, okay, I'm going to do this. There's an opportunity and I wanted to take it. But with that change, went right after taking that job opportunity, it came for me to teach massage. So I ended up doing that. Not too long after moving down here, back down here. So um, it's to me, I just saw some opportunity
Yeah.
and I took it.
Man.
See where it goes, where it takes me.
And then so now with the massage company, are you solo or you got a team? How does it work?
Currently, I am solo.
Okay.
I'm the only therapist, owner, operator, manager.
Yeah.
But in the future, I do look forward to having building a team.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
it. Now, don't look while you talk about the owner operator of the massage. We also got the I'm natural.
Yes.
So now on top of that, you expand, and how did that come about? And talk to us about that brand.
So the Unnatural product actually started off as a hobby.
Hmm.
Um, I was making, when I went natural, it was just hard finding products that would moisturize my hair right. So I said, I'm gonna make my own stuff. So
Yeah.
I made a body butter. That was the first product. And believe it or not, that was back in 2014 when I made my first batch and tweaked the formula to now got it to where you can use it on your hair and your body. And from there, teaching spa, I already knew how to make body scrubs, so I just made that in addition to the line, and it just started expanding from there. Sometimes, oh, what about this? And I was like, oh, that's a good idea. So, just try it and make it. Um, so it started out as a hobby, honestly, and it just kind of expanded from there. And so I do monthly markets where I sell my product, which has been great. I enjoy the markets. It's given me exposure, getting a chance to meet a lot of good people. So yeah, it all started like that.
Yeah, yeah. I see Renata. She say yes to multiple streams. No time about that's it. That's it right
Yeah.
there. So now, thinking about those trade shows,
Uh-huh.
man, that's a lot of prep. That's a lot of work. So how do you man, how do you prepare for that with your inventory? Is it like when I'm out, or how's that work?
Well, I try to make sure I prepare, in advance. The shelf life on the products actually lasts a long time.
Mhm.
So as long as you maintain it, especially the body butter, you keep it at room temperature. It can't stay hot too long, but anything else that I make, it can last a lot longer. So I just anything that takes special care, I just usually try to make that during certain seasons of the year, um, unless it's requested. You see in the background, I have my products there. So,
Yeah.
um, yeah, I have the the markets. They're not really that hard to prepare for though.
Mhm. Okay.
So I just constantly just make some stuff.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
Look, and you just whipping this right out. But hey, I'm telling you, the biggest businesses come from me just really solving a problem for myself and then working outwards, right?
That's pretty much where it started.
Yeah. And now, like you say, but it's a full business now. You selling it all.
Yeah.
Man, come on, man. Look, Cooper Road, Louisiana. You better stop it. So now, also, this is what I want to know. On
Huh?
top of the business, I think you said it's the so like the massage parties.
Uh-huh.
So like, how what you just out there giving out free? How does that work? Whatever.
No, it's not free.
I was like,
um,
what?
so there's, you have sometimes a little small group want to get together,
Mhm.
relax. Like you have your bridal showers, or ladies just want to have a self-care, or pamper me parties. So I offer a spa massage party where you can, have a small group of people, just some little simple services like chair massage, or I break it down, face and scalp,
Yeah.
neck and shoulder, foot massage. So it's little small little services that they can get when they schedule um, a spa massage party, and then I also do on site chair massage too.
Come on, man. I'm just
Yeah,
I'm
so
just trying to hear all this work you got going on to be all right here, man.
eh, it's it's not easy, but hey, I'm
Yeah.
here for it.
And
Yeah,
it's built off your passion.
yes, built
And
off the
so,
passion.
man, that's the biggest part about that. And so as I do think about that, and we talk about passion, we talk about purpose.
Hmm.
Elementary school full of young ladies.
Yes,
Thinking about we let's go to I don't even know if it's there no more. What was that school? Newton?
Newton Smith.
New is New Smith still there?
Newton. I think it's been changed to something else,
Well
but
look,
yes, it's still
but thinking about young ladies sitting in that classroom right now.
right.
What do you say who to that young lady who only goes outside and doesn't see that black lady who pushed through and went to school and did all these things? What do you say to that young lady to get her in the game?
I This is something I even mentioned before, just that exposure. Because being in elementary school, we stayed active and involved in taking those field trips and being exposed, because that's how they get a chance to see it. So those activities are definitely important for young people to be able to see what else is outside your neighborhood, what's outside of your community. So those activities, those you being involved, actively involved, that'll help you get some more exposure so you can see what else is out there for you.
Mhm.
At least start from there. Um, and then even with parents, just being able to embrace what they see is interested in. Like if you notice that they're interested in fashion or making stuff, being creative, just let them create. You never know where it comes from. You see that more and more now. A lot of parents are allowing their children to be more creative and make stuff. I just say embrace that for the kid, because you never know.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
you
I
just never
seen
know.
I seen something online. It says, man, y'all out here talking the entrepreneur talk, but y'all ain't really talking about all them risks that go with it,
It's a
right?
lot of risk. It's a
So,
lot of risk.
man, so, but I think that exposure to both sides of the coin, like you say, I can't agree with you more. That we have to see the change in order to be the change that we want to be.
We do. We do.
Right. And so man, just big shouts out. Now, how do we find you? How do we patronize the business? How do we book one of these parties? What's happening?
So you can actually follow on social media, Tranquil Healing Therapeutics, and even my products, I'm Natural Products on Instagram. My website is tranquilhealingtmb.com. You can book a massage. You can buy some products, whether it's the Unnatural Products or even my shirts to heal within, just self-awareness with the apparel, and just book a service with me.
Man,
You
got the
can contact
merch.
me. Got the merch.
Got the merch. Come on, man. Look, I'm like I say, I'm so honored just to be able to take this time to man just celebrate, right? Because if it's nothing else, I know where we come from, right? I know how we had to get it out the mud, and the experiences. And it's always good to be able to come out and then turn around and say, hey, this is what I did, this is what you could do.
Right.
And so then look, big shouts out to you. Now the question is, when you going home?
What, to Shreveport?
Yeah, cause people on here, they got some Shreveport people on here. We got Hump, DeAndre on here. Look, when you going to the house? We're gonna put on the spot, y'all. Hey, see what I'm talking about? All right, and that's gonna be the end of the podcast. No, but look, I just want to say thank you for taking that time out, though. And we look forward to sharing. Man, and we're gonna get this out to help somebody.
Well, thank you so much for having me, Kendrick.
Hey, we're gonna put it out there. All right, y'all. This is KT for KTTV signing out. 100.
This is Darnell with Broadcast Houston.
This is Dr. Tamara Beckford.
Hey, this is Candace.
This is London Underwood.
This is Kirsten Bass with Inner City Greens, and you're watching.
Y'all are now tuned in to
KTTV.
KTTV.
KT.